Well, I was going to follow up on this on Saturday, and likely probably the better day to do this, but I may upload this Friday night. It depends. But if you've been following what's going on with PewDiePie, Felix, the mainstream media has been picking this week to clickbait and lie about the man, smear his character, calling him old hankety-clankety guy from Germany. These types of lies are simply to sell ad space and generate click content. I don't believe for even 1 second that people genuinely who are outside of his fandom give two rips about what they have to say, but they have to sell clicks to interested people. And hey, PewDiePie is going to be in the title of this video, so I guess I'm one of them. However, I'm on PewDiePie's side, and I've reported on a Ubisoft developer issuing a veiled threat, talking to the video game industry, telling them to end PewDiePie. And I'll link that video in the pinned comment below. Most of you probably watched that, at least if you're one of my subscribers. It did okay. And there appears to be some sort of follow-up. Now, I've been getting anonymous emails and emails from people close to the company today telling me that Ubisoft has terminated this employee. I have not seen any irrefutable evidence of this, and if they did fire her over this tweet, I disavow. It's overkill. Yes, you were representing the company because, let me explain something. I believe strongly, this is the same way in comics and in video games, people who are mediocre, mid-tier level employees, the first day they get a job, they immediately put where they work in their Twitter bio, in my opinion, in an effort to get that coveted blue check mark by far-left ideologues. I couldn't care less about being verified on Twitter, but some people really, 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 really do. That's kind of sad, but that's neither here nor there. They put that stuff in their Twitter bio for two reasons. One, to get that delicious blue check mark. Two, to get clout, right? If your opinions are irrelevant in general, or you don't have anything interesting to say, at least people might follow you because they see you work for their favorite video game, or you are an illustrator on their favorite comic book, or you are a game designer on their favorite trading card game. This is very common, and oftentimes, in my experience, these people have very little of interest to say outside of parroting standard social justice tropes and posting pictures of mugs drinking fanboy tears. But I want to make the case that, first of all, again, I disavow the firing of Diana if she was fired, because this could have been corrected very easily simply by deleting the tweet and reminding people that you don't speak for Ubisoft and your language was unclear and that you apologize, right? The internet gets mad, it moves on. This is always what it does. I've been mired in my own controversies over the years, and it usually feels like it goes on forever, but it usually is over within a day or two. That's what I would have done if I were Diana's boss at Ubisoft. I don't think it's a good look to fire your employees over tweets they make. However, if they're like DC, where DC actually has policies around their employees' social media behavior, meaning, look, if you make our company look bad, you will be terminated. The easiest way to avoid this and keep enjoying your free speech and all this is simply to not speak from a voice of somebody at Ubisoft, which is not what Diana did. She spoke as a Ubisoft employee, speaking to other video game industry people, saying, you know who you are, and told them to end PewDiePie. I don't know what that means. I don't know what she meant by that, but certainly I would say it's reasonable to assume that it is a threat. One of physical nature, probably not, but this is a direct threat about hurting his sponsorship because PewDiePie has worked with video game people in the past. He has partnerships with Origin PC where he sells a gaming PC. This is probably who this person was talking to. But again, no context was offered. All that we know is that you're an Ubisoft employee who works on The Division, and you plaster that all over your social media profile. So I noticed today that there were some interesting changes to their Twitter bio. And by the way, look, the internet, please, I'm asking you, we can talk about it privately here in the comment section. I think that would be great. It's interesting to have discussions about, what is too far for a company employee. Should people even be putting where they work in their Twitter bios? I feel like it's an unnecessary risk, but it's an interesting conversation to have, maybe over at the Exclusively Games forum. But today there were some changes. There were some changes to her Twitter bio, which I want to show you. Notice now it just says production, diversity, Red Mage, Spoonie Bard, spreading positivity. That's interesting. I thought you said that somebody was consistently bad or that the community needed to end that person. That doesn't exactly mean spreading positivity, but that's neither here nor there. And again, don't contact this person. I noticed some interesting things. Thoughts and opinion are mine. That is a new addition, as well as a few subtractions. So let's take a look at how this, if you look at my video from yesterday, this is what the profile read yesterday. Production at The Division game, which is at Ubisoft's The Division, obviously, right? And at Ubisoft Massive. So my guess is this, that if she was terminated, again, too far, probably, but it is their company, whatever. What I think really happened is someone came in and said, look, you need to put your Twitter on private and you need to remove our name from it. That's what I think. And they probably also told her to then put thoughts and opinions are my own. There's no escaping. The internet never forgets. And we have, obviously, that you are saying you work on The Division and you work at Ubisoft Massive. Now, I want to share with you what one insider told me. I don't even want to share this screenshot in case there's some crazy hacker, whatever, internet autist that figures out who this is. But I verified that this person does work at Ubisoft. And this is what they had to say when I was trying to confirm whether or not this person was terminated. I hope that you know that most of us here at Massive are sane, and she does not represent the company. Diana is one of the, unfortunately, large handful of loudmouth leftists hired merely for this reason, to promote leftist ideology and force it on the community. Writing privately, of course, due to not wanting to lose my job in the case somebody sees my comment. Massive is a great studio with unfortunate poop stains like her that serve no purpose for the actual game development. Sincerely embarrassed employee. And that's one thing that I wanted to talk about too. I talked about this in yesterday's video on this. And, you know, even though there are people like this, for example, Diana starting out over at Astro Gaming and then moving over to Ubisoft. And if she really was terminated, undoubtedly she'll find work at another company that likes this kind of ideology. Maybe Paizao is hiring or something like that, or the Guild Wars people. But these opinions have every right to have these opinions, okay? I'm not saying they can't have them. I disagree with them often, but that doesn't necessarily make them bad people. And it's unfortunate that if you think about all the tens of thousands of people that actually just keep their head down and show up for work every day, and they take a part in part of the crunch time where they're working 100-hour weeks, these people aren't out on Twitter tweeting about ending PewDiePie. They're just trying to do their job. And unfortunately, when people like this spout their rhetoric online, it makes everybody at the company look bad. And this, of course, if she was in fact terminated, would be, I would think, reason enough. When you make your entire company look bad, I would say that that's grounds for termination. But I don't know if I would necessarily agree with it. That's another thing that I will be curious to hear what you have to say in the comments section down below. What do you think about having social media policies for employees for some of these companies? I am a fan of them. I'm curious what you have to say about them. I mean, what we know now is there's been no official announcement of her termination. I wouldn't expect one. I assume after this video uploads, many insiders at Ubisoft will contact me. But ultimately, I guess it's none of our business. This is a lesson. Let this be a lesson. If you're going to do these types of things on Twitter, maybe just make sure that you're not also trying to borrow clout from your employer, because they will have every right, both legally and morally, to terminate you if you make them look bad or you cost them money. And based on the replies to yesterday's email, there are thousands of people that are choosing to just not buy the next Ubisoft product because of this. You can tie people's direct behavior to their reaction to comments like this, and I think that you're going to see more of these people get ousted because companies are desperate for cash right now. They're all feeling the crunch. Their stocks are going down. I talked about this in the video 2 days ago about the AAA industry video game crash. If you haven't seen that, that's probably an interesting conversation to have too. I think you're going to see less tolerance for this type of thing out of these rogue developers who end up painting everybody to be an insane asshat. I hope you enjoyed this video, whether it comes out on Friday night or it's Saturday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Remember, I have a 7-day Twitter ban for defending my trans employee, How Woke. So if you need to get a hold of me, thequartering@gmail.com. Or I just opened my Twitter DMs for the next 7 days, so you can DM me for leads and things like that. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.